Picture this: two people start with the same paycheck, same opportunities, same decade ahead of them. 10 years later, one's financially free, the other's still stressed about rent. The difference? It's not luck, intelligence, or working harder. It's the invisible habits, the kind that quietly build empires or silently drain them, and Warren Buffett has mastered them better than anyone alive. Here's the part nobody tells you: every single day, those habits are either working for you, or against you. And most people don't even realize which side they're on until it's too late. Maybe you felt it, that sinking frustration of watching your paycheck vanish faster than it arrives. You put in the hours, the overtime, you check every box, yet somehow, your bank account refuses to grow. It's not just exhausting, it's the trap that keeps millions stuck for life. The truth? Wealth isn't built by chasing the next hot investment or grinding until burnout. It's built by applying a few timeless, boring-looking principles that, when done right, quietly make you richer without you even noticing. Buffett has been using them for decades, and the most powerful part? Anyone can copy them, but most never will. Over the next few minutes, you're going to see the small, almost invisible shifts that separate people who stay stressed forever from those who build fortunes in silence. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Miss this, and the next decade might look exactly like the last. Let's start with the one habit Buffett swears by. Warren Buffett's a billionaire, yet the guy still lives in the same house he bought in 1958. That's not a flex, that's discipline. Living well below your means isn't about depriving yourself, it's about stacking the gap between what you earn and what you spend, so you can pour it into investments that actually grow. Think of it like the pursuit of happiness. Chris Gardner didn't chase the flashy stuff while he was building his future. He focused on the long game. And that's the real heart of financial psychology, saying no to what drains your wallet so you can say yes to what builds your personal finance empire. Here's the kicker: most people earn more and spend more, ending up with the same $0 in the bank. Break that cycle. Take a hard look at your habits, track every dollar for 30 days. You might be shocked how much is leaking through things like subscriptions you never use or overpriced coffee runs. Redirect that money into something that compounds. Imagine cutting $500 in monthly waste and investing it instead. At a modest 8% return, that's over $90,000 in a decade. That's how to make money without working extra hours. The best part? You don't have to live like a monk to make it work. Set a spending floor for your essentials and a fun budget that keeps you happy without wrecking your future. Buffett still eats McDonald's breakfasts, he just doesn't blow cash on nonsense. Adopt money habits that feel sustainable, not like punishment. If you've seen Parks and Recreation, think of Ron Swanson's woodshop: simple, functional, and totally his style. That's the vibe. And here's where it gets exciting: when you live below your means, every dollar you save becomes a soldier in your army of wealth. Those soldiers work for you, earning more soldiers, and eventually, you can buy the freedom everyone else is dreaming about. But that freedom gets even sweeter when you know exactly where to put that money so it grows without you stressing over it. And that's what we're diving into next. Buffett's golden rule? If you can't explain it to a 10-year-old, don't put your money in it. Too many people get burned chasing hot investments they barely get. Remember The Big Short? Everyone was hyped on mortgage-backed securities, until the bubble exploded. That's why strong financial education means sticking to industries, businesses, and assets you truly understand. Your personal finance plan should be built on clarity, not hype. Here's the move: write down the top 3 areas you know inside and out. Maybe it's real estate, tech, or even local small businesses. Then, dive deep. Read annual reports, follow industry news, understand the money habits of successful players in that space. If you invest $5,000 into something you fully understand, your odds of growth are way better than throwing $5,000 into a get-rich-quick crypto token you heard about on TikTok. This isn't about luck, it's about calculated steps based on solid financial psychology. And don't sleep on the emotional side of this: when you understand where your money's going, you sleep better. It's like watching Moneyball. Once Billy Beane understood the data, every move was strategic, not a gamble. In personal finance, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. That's why your investment portfolio should look like a reflection of your brain, not someone else's hot picks. Here's the kicker: when you master one space, opportunities start finding you. You'll spot trends others miss, and you won't flinch when markets wobble. And trust me, in the next step, we're going to talk about how to make that money snowball so fast, it starts working harder than you ever could. Compounding is like a cheat code in personal finance. It's the reason Buffett made over $80 billion without inventing a new app or winning the lottery. The earlier you start, the less you have to put in later. Imagine investing $300 a month starting at age 25 and an 8% return. By 55, that's over $450,000. Wait 10 years to start, and you'd have less than half. That's why financial education pushes the idea of start now, not someday. The beauty of compounding is that your money works while you sleep. It's like Inception, layers on layers. Your investment makes returns, those returns make returns, and suddenly the growth curve takes off like a rocket. But here's the thing, it only works if you reinvest instead of pulling the cash out for that urgent new gadget. Money habits matter here more than anywhere else. The discipline to leave it alone is what turns good returns into life-changing wealth. You don't have to be a Wall Street wizard to make it work. A simple S&P 500 index fund can do wonders over time. Buffett himself recommends it for most people. Or, if you're into real estate, reinvest the rental income into another property instead of upgrading your lifestyle too soon. In the office, Michael Scott always wanted the flashy win, but compounding is more like Jim Halpert, patient, consistent, and quietly winning. The key? Play the long game. If you plant the seeds now, you'll have a money tree later that not only covers your bills but funds the life you actually want. And in the next part, we're going to talk about making sure you pick the kind of seeds that keep growing for decades, not just for the next season. Buffett's not chasing the latest hype stock, he's playing decades ahead. The truth is, quick gains feel exciting, but they rarely stick. Think about the Wolf of Wall Street: flashy wins, insane parties, but zero stability. In real personal finance, you want companies and assets with solid fundamentals, things that will still be around and thriving 10, 20, 30 years from now. This is where real financial psychology kicks in, valuing stability over adrenaline. Here's the mindset shift: instead of asking, "What's going to make me money this week?" start asking, "What will still be profitable when my kids are grown?" Tech giants like Apple or Microsoft, utility companies, or even rental properties in prime locations have a proven track record of delivering steady growth. Long-term thinking is one of the most underrated finance tips out there. It forces you to build habits that protect your wealth instead of risking it all for a temporary rush. When you focus on long-term value, your decision-making slows down, and that's a good thing. It's like Breaking Bad's Gus Fring, minus the illegal stuff: strategic, patient, and thinking 10 steps ahead. If you buy into a business, you should feel confident holding it through market dips because you believe in its core value. This approach protects your personal finance strategy from emotional, knee-jerk decisions. And here's the best part: long-term plays compound in ways quick wins never can. Not only do you stack wealth, but you also stack peace of mind. And speaking of avoiding emotional moves, in the next step we're going to break down how to protect yourself from one of the biggest wealth killers out there: your own reactions. Markets go up, markets go down, and emotions can turn small dips into full-on disasters. Panic selling during a crash is like that scene in Titanic when everyone scrambles for the lifeboats: chaos, no plan, and bad decisions everywhere. The best personal finance strategies are built to withstand storms because they're based on logic, not fear. This is Financial Psychology 101. If your money habits are driven by emotions, you're gambling, not investing. Here's a practical way to protect yourself: create a written investment plan before you even put a dollar in. Decide in advance how much you'll invest, how often, and what will make you sell, and stick to it. That way, when the market drops 20%, you won't freak out and pull out your money at the worst possible time. It's like following a recipe: if you know the steps, you don't ditch the cake halfway through because it looks weird in the oven. To stay rational, limit how often you check your investments. Constantly refreshing stock apps can trigger emotional reactions. Buffett once said his favorite holding period is forever, and there's wisdom in that. If you've seen Moneyball, you know the real wins come from sticking to the data and ignoring the noise. That's the same discipline that protects your personal finance plan from self-sabotage. And here's the truth: The calmer you are, the more consistent your results will be. Avoiding emotional decisions doesn't just save you from losses, it positions you to capitalize on opportunities others are too panicked to see. And in the next part, we'll talk about the one habit that keeps Buffett ahead of the game no matter what's happening in the market. Buffett spends around 5 to 6 hours a day reading, and not just finance news. Books, reports, biographies, anything that sharpens his understanding of the world. That's the kind of commitment that turns good personal finance habits into generational wealth. Think of it like Good Will Hunting. Knowledge changes the way you see opportunities, and once you see them, you can't unsee them. That's how to make money consistently, by spotting what others miss. If you're serious about building wealth, create a daily learning ritual. Read 20 pages of a financial education book before bed, listen to a podcast on your commute, or study market trends over your morning coffee. If you're into specifics, check out The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and yes, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. These resources don't just teach you finance tips, they train your financial psychology to think long-term. But learning isn't just about theory, apply it. After studying a company, track its performance for 6 months before investing. After learning a new money habit, test it with a small budget. It's like the Queen's Gambit, you study the moves, practice them, and then step into the real game with confidence. Personal finance grows stronger when learning and action go hand in hand. The truth is, the market and the world are always changing. What worked 5 years ago might flop today. Daily learning keeps you adaptable, so when opportunities show up, you're not scrambling, you're ready. And in the final step, we're going to bring all of this together with a principle that's been building wealth for thousands of years. Proverbs 21 verse 5 says, "The plans of the diligent lead to profit as surely as haste leads to poverty." It's basically saying, slow down, plan well, and your personal finance game will win in the long run. Building your wealth on solid rock means having a foundation so strong that no market crash, no job loss, no trend can knock you out. Think of the Shawshank Redemption. Andy Dufresne didn't escape overnight. He chipped away, brick by brick, until freedom was inevitable. Start by making a real, written plan, not just "I want to save money." Define exactly how much you'll save, where you'll invest, and what money habits will keep you on track. This is financial psychology in action, turning vague goals into clear steps. If you want proof it works, look at people who budgeted and invested consistently for 20+ years. Their net worth often beats those who chased quick wins their whole life. The solid rock is also about protection. That means an emergency fund, diversified investments, and skills that keep your earning power strong no matter what. Imagine you've got 6 months of expenses saved, rental income covering your mortgage, and a side business bringing in extra cash. Suddenly, life feels a whole lot lighter. That's financial education applied in the real world. And here's the beauty, once your foundation is unshakable, you can build anything on top of it: a dream home, a business empire, early retirement. But most people never reach that stage because they skip the groundwork. Now that you know all 7 steps, it's time to see how they all connect, and how applying them could completely change your future starting today. So now you've got the blueprint, 7 practical, proven steps that Warren Buffett himself lives by. The question is, are you going to let this be just another video or the turning point where your personal finance story changes for good? Imagine 6 months from now, looking back and realizing your money habits are rock solid, your investments are growing, and you finally feel in control. That future is yours if you start now. Remember that feeling of chasing your tail financially, wondering why your effort never seems to match your results? Now you've got the tools to break that cycle. Stick with this, and you won't just know how to make money, you'll know how to keep it, grow it, and protect it. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next set of finance tips that could completely change the way you think about wealth. And if you're ready to take this even further, my complete guide Holistic Health, Nourish Your Mind, Balance Your Finances, Transform Your Life will show you exactly how to create passive income streams, eliminate debt, and maintain mental clarity under financial pressure. This isn't theory, it's a step-by-step plan you can start today. Click the link in the pinned comment now and start transforming your finances today. It's your time. Check out the material in the pinned comment.